In this session, I will share with you what I call it the 7 level of presentation. In any presentation that we do, whether is it to a group of engineers, entrepreneurs, students, or so on and so forth, we have to go through, we must really know which level of presentation are we doing. What I'm basically saying, it is what is the objective of your presentation. It's like if you're driving a car and without knowing the destination, I think we wouldn't go anywhere. So before even start prepare any speech, you must know what is your objective or what are your objectives. And I term it, there are 7 different objectives, or I call it the 7 level of presentation. Most presenter or novice presenter focus on what I call the 1, 2, 3 level, which is good enough for some, but it is even better if you can move up the rank to the level 4 and level 5 presentation. It doesn't mean that those people who are focusing on level 1 presentation is worse off than level 2 or worse off than level 3. It doesn't mean that. What I'm going to share here is a standalone. But most people focusing on this part, that's why you see a triangle where the base is always the mass people are doing this. And you can differentiate yourself if you move your presentation up a different length. So what exactly is the first level of presentation? What is the main objective of your presentation? And I can tell you, for most people, their objective of their presentation is this. It's to inform. Most people, the level of objective that they are doing is to inform people. This is what I call the newspaper or the reporter. If you are a newspaper or a reporter, what does newspaper do? And what does a reporter do? Reporter basically just report what is being said by someone else. They are basically reporting information. Newspaper do the same thing, exactly the same thing. You know, they just write down and give you the most current information. So, in order for you to, before you start, you must know, hey, is my speech about giving information? Yes? If you are presenting a speech on how to craft a presentation, then you are basically in this form, to inform. But is there a level above it? Yes, there are. The level above it is what I call, the second objective is to entertain. To entertain is to entertain. So I recap. For the first one, objective is to inform, which is all the newspaper right here. Newspaper or the reporter. A reporter or a newspaper, or even the newscaster, the person who is reading out news to you at every 6 o'clock in the morning, or every 7 o'clock in the morning, or 7 o'clock at night. Those are the newspaper. They are reporting something. They report the latest, the most current news. The objective is, there is only one objective. The objective is provide you with the information. And this level is mostly most presentation are on. If you're not providing information, what are you providing? Correct? You are providing information to them. And the next level is what I call the entertain, to entertain. Some presentation that you watch, you know, it is very educational, but it's damn boring. And do you think that engage your audience? No. And that's why you have to have this, is to entertain. This is the area where the stand-up comedian, stand-up comedy, humor. But one important thing of the objective to entertain, never miss the main objective. If you were asked to present a presentation, I'm sure most of the time, it is because there is some information you want to share. Unless you are doing a stand-up comedy, then there's no information you want to share. Your whole presentation is just to entertain your audience, and then there's no required information that need to be shared. Do not focus on entertaining and forgot about the information, the message, the core message you want to share with your audience. Basically, what I'm trying to say is this important word. Humor is a means to an end. Means to an end. It's a means to an end. Use the humor skill as a means to provide information to your audience. Do not provide entertainment, just entertainment. Provide them with information, and if you can, entertain them as well. For me, if you look at me, I do this particular video with a yellow color, green color, and the framework and so on and so forth. Actually, part and parcel is to engage you, and part and parcel, hopefully I can entertain you as well. That the information I shared here is just not about information, but I hope to achieve that I can also entertain you as well, because it's something different, right? And when you entertain someone, people laugh, their guard are off, they become more relaxed, they get more comfortable, they get used to you, they like you. And if you are able to entertain them, they are able to absorb more information. But what is the next level? The next level is what I call to persuade. Yes. Persuade. What does persuade means? Persuade simply means you want to convince. You want to convince someone to agree, to accept, or to understand your ideas through a certain reasoning or certain facts that you provide or certain emotional stories that you share with them, to convince them to accept, to understand your ideas. So you can see there is a huge difference between to persuade and the next level. The next level, this persuasion is usually from a buyer to convince you, for a seller want to convince you to buy something. A salesperson need to persuade you. So, is your wife will need to persuade you to do something for her. So, that is what I mean by persuasion. I'm so sorry about that. So what exactly is the next level? Provide some incentive to do something. Next level is to what? Yes, to motivate you. So in all my presentation, what I'm trying to do is, yes, I want to give you some information and hopefully entertain you as well when I'm delivering the information. But at the end of the presentation, I always end with something to persuade, a call to action for you to take action. But there is a fine difference between persuade and motivate. But what exactly is the difference? If persuasion is trying to persuade you, to convince you to agree with them, but to motivate, it is really about providing providing an incentive for you to take action. And usually motivation is for your own self-interest. So I want to write down here, this motivational usually is for your own self-interest. Persuade, yes and maybe no, for your own self. They just want to persuade and convince you by laying out the facts, by laying out the the thing for you to say yes or no, to persuade you to buy something, but to motivate is mainly for your own self-interest, for you to discover what is the self-interest for you.